Hello Scorpio, this is Victoria from Mindful Bamboo, and I'm here with your January tarot forecast, where as always we'll find out what's coming up for you in the months of January for love life, career space, and what is the guidance from the universe. At the end, I'll post some messages from your person of interest to yourself. And we're gonna start as always with the Oracle deck. Have a lot going on for Mindful Bamboo in the last months, and it's gonna keep going and growing and expanding. So yeah, a little announcement: if you go to mindfulbamboo.com, sign up to my emails, not to miss anything. I'll be doing I am already doing weekly newsletters. Got back into it. I am posting blog articles on a regular basis. I started doing online events on astrology for now, but I am linking astrology and your personal growth and how can you use the information from your birth chart in order to get a direction on, where to go, what to do to get to the results that you're looking for, whether it's your personal life, professional, or anything in between. What else? I am going to Hawaii in a week from now, and I will have a separate section in my website about my travels and my experiences. So again, I'll be mentioning that in my newsletter, so make sure that you sign up. What else? We have full moon coming up on the 6th of Jan, so that will be interesting. This is full moon in Cancer, and the moon is actually the ruling planet of the sign of Cancer. So it's like usually the full moon is more about bringing emotions to the surface, feelings and emotions. So this is like that, but amplified. It's like full moon squared because it's in Cancer. And if you do have your moon in Cancer, like I do, it's gonna hit you even harder. It's gonna be like not squared, but 5 times the usual full moon. And since this is full moon at 16 degrees Cancer, if you have it at 16 degrees, so somewhere close to that, between like 14 and 20 degrees, that's gonna be like the 4th of July for you in terms of the feelings and the range of feelings and emotions and certain mystical experiences, maybe even. Okay, let's see what we have for Scorpio. And I mean, Scorpio, you're a water sign, so even if you don't have your moon in Cancer, you will be impacted because you are a water sign. There you go. What do we have as an oracle message for Scorpio? Loyal heart. Look at that, number 35. And it's taking action, making progress with a soulmate or twin flame. Somebody with a loyal heart is around you. It's someone who has made natural, like their heart commitment to you. So it's not something that they said consciously or decided consciously or they had to go for because of some circumstances. It was the choice of their heart. It could be a friend, it could be a lover, a mentor. You probably know who that person is, but it's one of the strongest bonds imaginable between people because it's the heart bond. It's not something that you can easily manufacture or break. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna set it here and let's see what we have for Scorpio with the tarot cards. 10 of Wands. This is your love situation. 8 of Pentacles. So far, not much to do with the relationship, but we'll see. 3 of Cups. Sometimes this part of the spread is about your personal story, but essentially it matches the relationship space because it impacts your relationship. For career space, we have 3 of Pentacles. In this deck, the cards have usually pretty different setting or connotation that the kind of than the classic decks would have. Yeah, let's put it that way. This is the Dream Way Tarot, which I think is very matching considering that, you know, we're approaching full moon, so it's like that dreamy energy that we can already feel in the air. 2 of Wands, 10 of Swords. For the advice, we have 9 of Swords, Knight of Cups. That's that loyal heart, by the way. King of Pentacles. Nice. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. And this is you, by the way, because you are the Suite of Cups. And actually, regardless of whether you are a man or a woman, it's more about energy. And in this deck, Queen of Cups is like the glue, like the connection between members of the family or the community of a group that's holding them together. So that's kind of the spirit in which you're in. And if you needed a message, if you were wondering if you are that important or it's just your imagination, yes, you are. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So what I see for your love space is that there is not a lot about the relationship here, but it's a lot going on with you, or maybe even with the both of you. So you've been burning the candle at both ends and doing a lot of stuff for work, maybe even personal errands that you had to deal with, or even for some I'm hearing emotional combats that you had to be part of, whether you want it or not, whether it was about you or not, right? Like, at least if you were a third party, like Three of Cups actually suggests, if you were an objective third party, you still had to be like a peacemaker or decision maker, whatever, to resolve a conflict, right? That took a lot of your energy, that being in the middle of it all and exhausting yourself. So it's important now. The 10 is actually the end of the cycle. And you also have 10 of Swords here, which is another end of the cycle. It's important to leave this behind. Actually, I do suggest that, especially since this full moon that is coming in is the water sign, and you are a water sign, I do suggest that you do a ritual, and it can be connected with water for you. Use your imagination, look it up online, how you can release some of that heaviness and burdens with the help of this full moon. And you're asked to close that cycle, to kind of wrap it up tight and throw it out, release it, and move on with a renewed energy. It's super important for achieving your goals, for getting to whatever your New Year's resolutions are, whatever intentions you're setting for yourself. Yeah, in the career space, it's actually not looking great, and that's one of the reasons I got the message that you may have been overworking yourself at work. So 10 of Swords is pretty obvious that this is like that physical pain or exhaustion, right? Could be emotional pain, some sort of state where you don't feel good about where you are, how you got there, and you don't really have an idea how to get out. Usually the classic interpretations of 10 of Swords is, well, this is like the rock bottom, so you can only go to a better place from there. I don't know if it's of help. I usually don't find it that helpful in the moment when you're still going through all those emotions. But that's what the card suggests, that this is the end of the cycle. You're supposed to pick yourself up, learn from it, and move on to bigger and better things. You're supposed to make some important decisions, and you're supposed to see what, because financial part is actually pretty significant part of the job. Financial reward, as well as fruitful collaboration with your co-workers. And if it's not something that you observe at your workspace, if there are no loyal hearts there, then it's time to think about something else. So maybe some hard decisions ahead on where you're going, or maybe change a career lane if you're staying in the same place, but at least maybe using your resources and your potential differently. If you're already doing another job than what your title says, this is a nudge for you to go to your manager, your boss, and be straightforward with them and see how you can switch officially to that other job, so that You can be doing something that's emotionally satisfying for you, and not just be kind of like doing it voluntarily or undercover, whatever it is, or unofficially. There is a certain energy imbalance in situations where we do have good intentions and we do the right thing. But if we're speaking about career space where your kind of public profile and your title and your whatever that public default face is not the same that the work that you actually do or you have to deal with, right? Like it creates an internal conflict and an energy imbalance. So it may be okay for a little while you're like trying yourself in something new, for example, or maybe operationally there was no way to change your title or get you to do that job full time, right? But and maybe it's not available right now, but at least there should be an agreement of some sort of timeline, right? When is it going to happen? How is it going to work out? So that you have that clarity and that peace of mind. Otherwise, you'll just stay in that anxiety energy where even with the loyal heart in your surrounding, even with all the resources that you need to be the King of Pentacles, which is like the entrepreneur energy, somebody who is in charge and they can organize and get successful in whatever it is they're doing, they decided to take on. Instead of that, you'll be just overthinking and feeling miserable, right? The choice is yours. That's part of that Two of Wands choice that we have in the middle here. Okay, let's get you some messages from your person. Messages for Scorpio from their person. Yeah, and one more message before I switch into the message. So some of you may find, this is for only some of you, with this Knight of Cups and you being represented as a Queen of Cups, I get that for some, your loyal heart, that person that you know is the loyal heart for you, for your situation, they're either younger or they can be more immature than you are. And you would be thinking, well, that's not a match for me. Like, I'm happy that they're loyal or they love me, but I'm not really sure because you're the queen level, right? So it's a higher level than a knight. But the universe is trying to show you that if the person has that open, true love for you, like open heart, loyal heart, then these things can change, especially if you have a healthy relationship. You will be an inspiration for each other. And this will push them and drive them in a healthy way to match you eventually, to get to that space. We're all learning, right? And we could be at different parts of our journey, but it doesn't mean that it's going to take a lifetime to get there, right? And maybe you are actually, because this to me is, like I said, is a soulmate / twin flame energy, which means that this is fated, this is destined, that you have certain soul contract with that person. And if that's the case, then oftentimes us being receptive and open and supportive of that person is actually playing a big part in what they are supposed to do or what their next steps in their lives are, right? It's like that inspiration that they needed, that extra jolt of energy for them to move forward and to grow. Even if it's temporary, enjoy it while you can, right? Those are the moments of life we're supposed to savor and cherish. Okay, so what am I saying? The message from your person is Two of Swords and Seven of Swords, which actually combined is another Nine of Swords, which was the card in the advice space for anxiety and overthinking. Here it's a little different. I also like this version of Seven of Swords. Usually it's about sneaky energy, spying on something, on someone and not telling the truth, somebody lying to you. This person in particular is behind her back kind of idea. But in this case, to me, it's more about caring for others without necessarily revealing your true intentions, right? Without necessarily showing yourself. And that's what I'm getting your person is showing here, that even they don't necessarily feel like they are a good match for you. And this could be on so many different levels. This is a collective reading, so I can't dive into specifics here. But they may be going through their internal conflict on whether they are a good match for you, whether you have a chance together, those things, But in this case, the stuff that they haven't been revealing to you is actually the way they care, the way they love you, the way they want to show their support and protection, and I don't know, just that partnership, really, be around you, support you no matter what, stay in your corner. And this is even more weird now for them, because it's that part where a person feels like they're in a relationship much longer than it officially is, like the length of it officially, because in their mind, in their head, in their emotions and heart space, they started that a lot earlier than what the official start of the relationship was. So this is something that is on their mind, but at the end of the day, they're just acknowledging that all this is happening because they have so much love for you, and they just can't help it. It's not something they can control. As simple as that. Okay, I'm gonna leave you here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all, and I will be back with new readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.